guys. I just thought I'd share this. I'm heading out to go for a flight. It's pretty good conditions. We had a big, huge storm at Manitou Beach, Watrous area last night, and it, I don't know, 3 inches, people are saying, of water in a matter of half an hour. In fact, it was during the Clear Prop TV broadcast last night that the water came down. If you notice, I went offline for a little bit because I was just checking my house to make sure that it wasn't flooding, and I live on the top of a hill. So I'm just running out to the paramotor field so that I can, or the airport, so that I can take off and show you some areas that have changed drastically in the last 12 hours. And I just so happened to fly by this area on Sunday when I was scouting that video location. So I'll show you the difference. Pay keen attention to the Manitou New Inn, which is now up to the door handles in water. Yeah, pretty cool. Check out these skies. Yeah, you can see those clouds are pretty foreboding, but they're going the other way, so we should be good. There's no problems with that. Wind should be laminar. Ground is wet. It's definitely overcast, so we don't have to worry about any thermals or anything like that. It's 6 o'clock in the morning, or sorry, 7 o'clock in the morning. So it's a little bit later in the day for a flight in the summertime, but should be good. See you up there. Hope you enjoy the show. So I made it down to Manitou Beach. As you can see, the water levels are a little bit higher, and I'll show you a comparison in a little bit. You see all that brown that is filtering out of the marina there? That is brine shrimp eggs. Look at the house there, totally submerged. Now that house has been submerged for a very long time, but it's much worse today. The water is trapped in those spots there because the water comes down this hill and then gets trapped by the berm. So the berm was designed to prevent flooding, but it also contributes to flooding. Alright, I'll just let you watch it. You'll see just ahead here, there is an empty lot, and there's a bunch of water on the left side of the berm. And pay attention to that on the way back. When I show the two comparison videos, because you will see that there was virtually no water in there. And you can see the realtor sign there on the corner, and there's water around that. I'm quite sure there's no water on that. And you see here Danceland, just coming up there with the white roof. There's water around it too. It's a little bumpy today due to a crosswind. Here, look at that, Wellington Creek. Oh, I didn't get to show it to you very well. You see that there's these condos here? All the garage doors were open and they were because water flowed into them. Down in the valley, and I don't really know why it was so bumpy. It shouldn't have been that bumpy. The wind was coming all the way down the lake and from the hills on the north side, so it shouldn't have been anywhere close to this bumpy.
Okay, here comes the Manitou Inn. Now, I'll show you a video from last night when I drove up to this. You can see the sidewalk in front, like to the left of Manitou Inn at the moment, whereas that was completely covered in water. The water was up to the windows of the Manitou Inn, and it was totally surrounded by water. I'm gonna do a turn around here in a few moments so that you can see the water line on the edge of the building as for how high the water got. Okay, here it is. So if you look on the corner there, you can see the line. It was 2 feet up the side of the building. Man, it was a lot windier down there than I had thought. Do you see how fast I flew past the Manitou Inn? Dennis, anyone? I know I don't have many outs. Engine out at this point, and I would probably be going in the water because those rocks down there are huge. Okay, so here is Camp Easter Seal. You can see that there was water trapped on their side too for a bit. It's soaking wet in there. Okay, so I'm gonna walk you through the footage of going back, but from 2 days earlier. You can see there's no water on the right side of the road, or very little water on the right side of the road. The tennis court's not flooded, the campground or the playground's not flooded. And then when we come up here to the Manitou Inn, which you will see there's no water line on the building and no water around it. At all. They lost some shingles. This was a fun cruise. Look at how calm the lake is. Here a guy comes running out to video me. They should have done some turns for him, but I didn't. One thing about this lake that is pretty cool is that you can't sink in it. It's so buoyant, it's like the Dead Sea. Now, if you had a paramotor on your back, you might sink. Okay, so this is the condos to the right. You can see dance line ahead of us. I guess there's no view of the condos, But here, when we come up on Dance Land, you can see that there's no water surrounding it. And then we're coming up to that empty lot here now. It's gonna be, that's it right there. You can see there's a little bit of water in there, but it's right in the ditch. It's not like it's all completely flooded. And before, it went all the way up to the intersection. Or I mean, now it goes all the way up to the intersection. Man, I had no idea how many power poles were along this road. And light poles. This is a really bad place to be paramotoring. Alright, so here we're coming up to that. Oh, you can see, yeah, there's no water around that little house. We come up here, and you can see that we're coming to the road that was virtually completely underwater here. But it's definitely less water. Much less.